1. Christianity. Christianity, God, Jesus Christ. Christianity is like a big family that believes in God and follows the teachings of Jesus Christ. Imagine Jesus as a teacher who lived about 2,000 years ago, and he taught people to love one another, be kind, and forgive. Christians read a book called the Bible, stories, advice, the Bible, which is like a library of smaller books that tell stories and give advice. They believe that Jesus is God's son and that he came to earth, lived a perfect life, and then died on a cross to fix the relationship between people and God. Easter, came back to life. 3 days after he died, Christians believe he came back to life, which is celebrated on Easter. Baptized, welcome ceremony, water, people who want to be part of this family can be baptized, which is like a welcome ceremony involving water. Churches, learn more, sing songs. Christians gather in places called churches to learn more, sing songs, and help each other be better at following Jesus' example. 2. Islam. Islam is a religion founded by a man named Muhammad about 1,400 years ago. Muslims believe in one God. Muslims, or people who follow Islam, believe in one God, whom they call Allah. Muhammad, last of prophets. Muhammad is considered the last in a long line of prophets, people who share messages from God, with others like Moses and Jesus before him. Quran, holy book, written in Arabic. The Quran is their holy book, and it's written in Arabic. Surahs, guidance, good life. It has chapters called surahs, which give guidance on how to live a good life, be fair, and help others. Muslims pray 5 times a day, facing the city of Mecca, which is a special place for them. Ramadan, fast sunrise to sunset. They have a month called Ramadan where they fast from sunrise to sunset to learn self-control and empathy for those who have less. Eid, thank you party, strength from God. At the end of Ramadan, they celebrate Eid, which is like a big thank you party for the strength God gave them to complete the fast. Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love. 3. Secular, atheist, agnostic/non-religious. Secular people focus on here and now. Not everyone believes in God or follows a religion. Secular people focus more on the here and now, the world we can see and touch, rather than on spiritual things. Atheists don't believe in God. Atheists are like people who have looked at the idea of God and decided they don't believe he exists. Agnostics, unsure about God's existence. Agnostics are the ones who shrug their shoulders and say they aren't sure if there's a God or not because they think there's no way to be certain. Non-religious, no specific religion. Non-religious people might believe in something spiritual, but they don't belong to any specific religion. Big questions, personal reflection. They might think about big questions like, why are we here, or what makes us good people, in their own way. Kind, honest, good without religion. They often believe that you can be kind, honest, and good without following religious rules. 4. Hinduism. Hinduism, colorful tapestry, many gods. Hinduism is like a really colorful tapestry, full of different gods, stories, and ideas that come together to form one big picture. It's one of the oldest religions and is mainly practiced in India. Supreme power, many forms. Hindus believe in a supreme power that can take many forms, which is why they have so many gods and goddesses. Think of it like water. The same thing can be ice, liquid, or steam, and still be water. Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, full of wisdom. They read texts called Vedas and the Bhagavad Gita that are full of wisdom and lessons. Karma, actions affect next life. Hindus believe in karma, which means your actions in this life will affect your next life. Dharma, cosmic law, duty. They also believe in dharma, which is like a cosmic law that says you have a duty to live a good, honest life. Samsara, cycle of rebirth. Moksha, they think life is a cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, called samsara, and the goal is to break free from this cycle and reach moksha, a state of perfect peace. 5. Buddhism. Buddhism, Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Buddhism started with a prince named Siddhartha Gautama, who is known as the Buddha, which means the awakened one. He lived about 2,500 years ago and figured out that life has a lot of suffering, but there's a way to end it. For noble truths, suffering, end suffering, he taught about the Four Noble Truths, which are like four big ideas about suffering and how to stop it. Eightfold Path, Directions for Living. Buddhists follow the Eightfold Path, which is like a set of directions for living a good life and finding peace. Meditate, calming your mind. They meditate, which is like sitting quietly and calming your mind, to understand life better and to stop wanting things too much, which they believe causes suffering. No personal God, everything connected. They don't believe in a personal God, but they do think everything is connected and that our actions matter. They try to live in a way that doesn't hurt others and to be mindful, which means always being aware of what you're doing and feeling. 6. Folk religion. Folk religions, patchwork of beliefs. Folk religions are like a patchwork quilt made up of different beliefs and practices that people around the world have created over many, many years. These religions are often tied to a particular community or tribe and are passed down through families. Respect for ancestors, spirits, gods. They blend respect for ancestors, spirits of nature, and various gods and goddesses. Chinese folk religion, honor ancestors. For example, in Chinese folk religion, people might honor their ancestors with special ceremonies and ask for their help or blessings. Rituals, seasons, healing, luck. These religions can include rituals to celebrate the seasons, heal the sick, or bring good luck. Connected to local history and culture, they're often connected to the history and culture of the place where they're practiced, and they can change as communities grow and learn new things. Personal understanding, comfort in traditions. Folk religions remind us that people like to find their own ways to understand the big questions of life and find comfort in traditions that have special meaning to them. 7. Sikhism. Sikhism, unique path. Sikhism is like a path that combines beliefs from Hinduism and Islam but is a unique religion of its own. Founded by Guru Nanak, 15th century, it was founded by Guru Nanak in the 15th century in what is now India and Pakistan. One God, live honestly, help others. Sikhs believe in one God who wants everyone to live honestly, work hard, and help others. Guru Granth Sahib, Holy Book. Sikhs have a holy book called the Guru Granth Sahib, which is a collection of teachings that guide Sikhs on how to live. Gurdwara, place of worship. Sikhs gather in a place called a Gurdwara, where they share prayers, songs, and a communal meal. Langar, communal meal, open to all. This communal meal, called Langar, is open to anyone, no matter their religion or status, emphasizing the Sikh principle of equality and community. Turbans and uncut hair. Sikh men. One of the most recognizable things about Sikh men is that they often wear turbans and keep their hair uncut as signs of respect for the way God made them. Turban, symbol of commitment. The turban also represents a commitment to equality and justice. Sikhism, equality and respect. Sikhism teaches that everyone is equal and should be treated with respect, and that we should all try to make the world a better place. 8. Judaism. Judaism, one of the oldest religions. Judaism is one of the oldest religions that's still practiced today. It's like the root of a big family tree, with branches that grew into Christianity and Islam later on. Belief in one God, covenant with Abraham. Jewish people believe in one God who made a special agreement, called a covenant, with a man named Abraham. This is why they're sometimes called the chosen people. They were chosen to follow God's laws and set an example of goodness and justice for the world. Their holy book is the Torah, which is part of a larger collection called the Tanakh or Hebrew Bible. It has lots of stories and commandments, including the 10 Commandments, which are rules about loving God and treating people nicely. Judaism is not just a religion but also a way of life. Jewish people celebrate holidays like Passover, which remembers the freedom of their ancestors from slavery in Egypt, and Hanukkah, which is about miracles and light. They also have a special day each week called the Sabbath, or Shabbat, to rest and spend time with family, just like God rested after creating the world. 9. Baha'i Faith. Torah, Holy Book. Their holy book is the Torah, which is part of a larger collection called the Tanakh or Hebrew Bible. It contains lots of stories and commandments, including the 10 Commandments, which are rules about loving God and treating people nicely. Judaism, a way of life. Judaism is not just a religion but also a way of life. Jewish people celebrate holidays like Passover, which remembers the freedom of their ancestors from slavery in Egypt, and Hanukkah, which is about miracles and light. Sabbath, day of rest. They also have a special day each week called the Sabbath, or Shabbat, to rest and spend time with family, just like God rested after creating the world. They think that all these messengers taught the same basic ideas about love, unity, and peace but in different ways that made sense for the time and place where they lived. Baha'is read writings by Baha'u'llah and other leaders that talk about how to build a peaceful world where everyone works together like one big family. Baha'is love to learn and think it's important for everyone to get an education so they can help make the world better. They don't have priests or the same kind of religious services as some other religions. Instead, they meet in each other's homes or community centers to pray, talk about spiritual ideas, and plan how to serve their communities. 10. Jainism. Jainism, non-violence, all living beings. Jainism is an ancient religion from India that teaches a path of non-violence towards all living beings. It's like a guide to living in a way that doesn't hurt others, based on the idea that every creature, even the tiniest bug, has a soul and wants to live. Karma, every action, affects soul. Jains believe in karma, which means every action has a result that affects your soul. They try to live in ways that keep their souls pure and avoid bad karma. Strict rules, no harm, living things. Jains follow very strict rules about not harming any living thing. They are vegetarians, which means they don't eat meat, and some Jains even wear masks over their mouths to avoid accidentally breathing in tiny insects. Sweep ground, avoid stepping on bugs. They also sweep the ground in front of them sometimes to avoid stepping on bugs. The goal for Jains is to reach a state of liberation, where their soul is completely free from all bad karma and they don't have to be born into another life. This is similar to reaching enlightenment in some other Eastern religions. 11. Shinto. Goal, liberation, free from karma. The goal for Jains is to reach a state of liberation, where their soul is completely free from all bad karma and they don't have to be born into another life. Similar, enlightenment, Eastern religions. This is similar to reaching enlightenment in some other Eastern religions. Shinto practices, visiting shrines, offerings. Shinto practices include visiting shrines, offering prayers and food to the kami, and participating in festivals that often celebrate the seasons and agricultural milestones. No central holy book, harmony with nature. There's no central holy book in Shinto like in many other religions. Instead, it's about living in harmony with nature and the spirits. Shinto shrines, good fortune, purification. People often go to Shinto shrines to ask for good fortune and to purify themselves from bad spirits or misfortune. Community-centered, local festivals, ceremonies. It's a very community-centered religion, with local festivals and ceremonies playing a big part in bringing people together. 12. Cao Dai. Cao Dai, new religion, Vietnam. Cao Dai is a relatively new religion that started in Vietnam in the early 20th century. Combines elements, major religions, fundamental truth. It combines elements from Buddhism, Christianity, Islam, Taoism, and Confucianism, reflecting an idea that all major world religions share the same fundamental truth. Cao Dai followers, supreme God, religious figures. Cao Dai followers believe in one supreme God, but also honor various other religious figures and saints, including Jesus Christ, the Buddha, Muhammad, and even historical figures like Victor Hugo and Sun Yat-sen as saints. Meditation, prayer, ethical teachings. They practice meditation and prayer and follow ethical teachings similar to those in other major religions, such as promoting nonviolence and truth. Colorful temples, symbols, inspiration. Cao Dai temples are very colorful and include symbols from the different religions they draw. 13. Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism, ancient Persia, monotheistic. Zoroastrianism, one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, originated in ancient Persia. Worship Ahura Mazda, emphasize truth, followers worship Ahura Mazda and emphasize truth and righteousness. Fire temples, purity, cosmic order, fire temples symbolize purity, and rituals focus on maintaining cosmic order. 14. Taoism. Taoism is an ancient Chinese philosophy and religion focused on living in harmony with the Tao, the fundamental nature of the universe. It emphasizes simplicity, spontaneity, and compassion. Practices include meditation, feng shui, and reading texts like the Tao Te Ching. 15. Confucianism. Confucianism, developed by Confucius, is more a philosophy than a religion, stressing moral integrity, familial loyalty, and respect for hierarchy. It influences personal and governmental ethics, primarily in East Asia.